Welcome back today, fellow coin enthusiasts. We're shifting our focus to one of Britain's most collectible small denomination coins, the 20p coin. Here's a deep dive into the top 5 most valuable 20p coins, each selected for different years, minting quirks, conditions, and mint mark variety anomalies. If you've got one of these in your change, you could be in for a pleasant surprise. Let's get started. First up, the United Kingdom 20p coin from 1984. Although it may look like just another small silver coin from your pocket change, the 1984 20p has a unique story, rich history, and surprising collector interest. Even in circulated or damaged condition, it still sparks curiosity among numismatists and history enthusiasts. In this video, we'll explore its background, unique features, rarity, and how much it's really worth in today's collector market, all in US dollars. So, grab your magnifying glass and let's uncover the secrets behind this classic British coin. The 20p coin was first introduced in 1982 by the Royal Mint to fill the gap between the 10p and 50p coins. This made everyday transactions smoother after the United Kingdom switched to the decimal currency system in 1971. The 1984 issue is one of the early years of this denomination, bearing the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, one of the most iconic portraits of Her Majesty ever used on British coins. The coin was struck in cupronickel and had a 7-sided heptagonal shape, a design chosen not just for aesthetics but also for easy identification by touch. During the early 1980s, the 20p coin became an essential part of daily British life, often used in vending machines, public telephones, and parking meters. Over the years, millions were minted, but collectors now value earlier issues like the 1984 example due to their age, historical context, and gradual disappearance from circulation. The 1984 20p coin carries several distinctive characteristics that make it a collectible. The obverse side features Queen Elizabeth II facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a portrait that graced British coins from 1968 until 1984. Surrounding her portrait is the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1984 inch, which stands for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. On the reverse side, designed by William Gardner, the coin displays the Crown Tudor rose, a powerful symbol of England's unity and heritage. The inscription 20p arches across the top, while the denomination 20 sits neatly at the center of the floral design. This coin's 7-sided shape, along with its 21.4mm diameter and 5.0 g weight, makes it instantly recognizable to both users and collectors alike. While the 1984 20p is not considered a rare coin in pristine mint condition, its collectible interest increases when it comes to historical context and early circulation years. Millions were produced, but as decades passed, many have been lost, melted down, or heavily worn through everyday use. Finding one in excellent uncirculated condition can be tricky today, especially outside the United Kingdom. Even coins in circulated or damaged condition hold appeal for entry-level collectors and hobbyists. Such coins serve as affordable introductions to the world of British decimal currency collecting. Damaged coins may sell for modest prices, yet they often represent pieces of history that bridge the transition from older pre-decimal currency to modern British coinage. In rare cases, coins showing minting errors such as weak strikes, off-center designs, or doubling can command significantly higher value, even if the coin is otherwise circulated. Now, let's talk about money. How much is a 1984 20p coin actually worth today? In circulated or average worn condition, most examples sell for around $431,000, which reflects their face value converted to dollars plus minor collector interest. However, if you find a coin that's in particularly fine or almost uncirculated condition, it could fetch anywhere between $213,000 on the collector market. Uncirculated or proof-like specimens, especially those kept in protective cases or original mint sets, can go for $114,000 depending on the buyer's interest and the coin's overall luster. Auction houses and online marketplaces such as eBay occasionally list rare condition 1984 20p coins, and though they may not command huge prices, collectors often buy them to complete early decimal coin sets. It's worth noting that coins with visible minting errors or double die obverses can occasionally reach $50 or more. Though these are uncommon if you're planning to start or expand your British coin collection, here are a few useful tips. First, always examine your coins closely for wear, edge damage, or discoloration. These affect value significantly. Use a magnifying glass or a jeweler's loupe to check for minting variations, especially misaligned designs or die cracks. Second, store your coins in coin flips, capsules, or acid-free albums to prevent corrosion and surface wear. Third, stay informed about market trends. Older decimal coins like the 1984 20p are slowly becoming more desirable as they vanish from everyday circulation. Finally, keep an eye on auction listings and collector forums. You might be surprised how much attention early decimal issues are getting, especially with the growing nostalgia for coins featuring Queen Elizabeth II's early portrait. The 1984 United Kingdom 20 pence coin may not be the rarest coin in British numismatics, but it holds an important place in history. It represents the early years of the UK's decimal system and carries the charm of Queen Elizabeth II's legacy. Even in circulated or damaged condition, it tells a story of everyday life in 1980s Britain of payphones, parking meters, and pocket change that defined an ERSO. Whether you're a passionate collector or someone who just found an old 20p in your drawer, remember every coin has a story, and this small 7-sided gem is a piece of British history worth keeping. Next up, the 1983 United Kingdom 20 pence coin. While most people are familiar with the 20p coin that entered circulation in 1982, few know about the fascinating story behind the 1983 issue. Despite being a small silver-colored coin, its background, rarity, and value have made it a hidden gem among collectors. So, if you happen to own one in fine condition, stay tuned, you might be holding onto something far more valuable than its face value suggests. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in June 1982 as part of the UK's shift toward a more decimalised currency system. It was issued by the Royal Mint to fill the gap between the 10p and 50p coins, providing a convenient middle value for everyday transactions. The coin features the equilateral curve heptagon shape, a 7-sided design that became instantly recognisable. The 1983 issue, however, stands out for a very interesting reason. Unlike later years, the 1983 20 pence coin was not widely circulated. It was primarily included in special collector's sets, such as the 1983 uncirculated and proof sets produced by the Royal Mint. That means the majority of these coins were never meant for general use, which makes finding one that was actually spent or used quite rare at that time. The coin bore the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II designed by Arnold Machin, one of the most iconic and elegant portraits used on UK coinage. The reverse side featured the crowned Tudor rose, symbolising the unity of England's history and heritage. The 1983 20p coin carries several unique features that distinguish it from other years. Firstly, the design with its 7-sided shape and nickel-brass alloy composition makes it distinct from many coins of the same era. The obverse bears the elegant Machin portrait of the Queen, surrounded by the inscription Elizabeth II Deed Rarity. 1983, while the reverse features a crowned Tudor rose created by William Gardner, which represents the British monarchy's enduring legacy. Another distinguishing factor is the sharpness of the design and edge definition, which is often more pronounced in coins struck for collector sets. Even in fine condition, these features stand out beautifully, giving the coin a bright metallic sheen and clear engraving. If your coin still shows strong detail on the Queen's portrait and minimal wear on the rose, that's a great sign it could hold more value than you think. While the 1983 20p coin is not the rarest in absolute terms, its limited mintage and distribution method make it uncommon in circulation. Most were safely preserved in collector sets, so finding one that actually circulated and shows signs of wear or damage is intriguing to collectors. Coins from this year that appear in fine or even slightly damaged condition tell a story they somehow made their way into circulation, escaping from collector sets. Because of this, even used or damaged examples draw attention from numismatists. A fine condition 1983 coin suggests it was handled but not overly worn, maintaining its design details while showing natural aging, a trait collectors often appreciate. The rarity increases significantly if the coin was part of a misstrike or shows minting errors, which are extremely rare but can dramatically increase its value. Since the Royal Mint had strict quality control for proof and uncirculated sets, any escaped coins with imperfections are considered special finds. Now, let's talk about the part everyone wants to know: the value. In fine condition, a 1983 20p coin typically sells for $323,000, depending on its visual appeal and preservation. However, examples that are uncirculated, proof, or still sealed in original packaging can easily reach $221,000 on online marketplaces such as eBay or specialized coin auction sites, and some high-demand numismatic auctions. Pristine or error-free specimens have been known to fetch upwards of $40 to $60, especially if accompanied by certificates of authenticity or part of a complete 1983 proof set. While that might not sound astronomical, it's an impressive return for a coin that originally held a face value of just 20 pence, roughly $0.25 of a US dollar. Collectors value this coin not just for its market worth but also for its historical significance, representing an early chapter in modern British coinage after decimalisation. If you're looking to identify or collect the 1983 20p coin, here are a few useful tips. Check the condition carefully. Fine condition means some wear is visible, but the key features: the Queen's portrait and the Tudor rose remain sharp and clear. Look for proof or uncirculated examples. These are far more valuable and often come in protective packaging. Avoid cleaning. The coin cleaning can reduce its value significantly. Collectors prefer natural patina and original luster. Use a magnifier, examine the edges and surfaces for possible mint errors or doubling, which can raise value dramatically. Research before selling. Check recent eBay or auction results to see the current demand and pricing trends. Store properly. Keep it in a dry, airtight holder or a coin flip to prevent corrosion or tarnish. The 1983 United Kingdom 20 pence coin is a small but fascinating piece of numismatic history. Though not as famously rare as certain era coins, its limited circulation, beautiful design, and historical importance make it a collector's favorite. In fine condition, it carries modest but meaningful value, and in top condition, it can command impressive prices among enthusiasts. So, if you happen to find a 1983 20p coin in your old coin jar or inherited collection, don't dismiss it as pocket change. You might be holding onto a piece of British history and a potential treasure worth far more than 20 pence. Next up, the United Kingdom's 20 pence coin from the year 1982, a small but significant piece of British numismatic history. While many people overlook coins in bad or circulated condition, even a worn or damaged 1982 20p can have an interesting story to tell. We'll explore its background, unique design elements, collector interest, and most importantly, its current auction value in US dollars. So, if you've ever found a 1982 20 pence coin in your change or coin jar, keep watching. It might be worth more than you think. The 20 pence coin, or 20p, was introduced by the Royal Mint in 1982 as part of a major modernization of Britain's coinage system. Before this, the coin did not exist in circulation. The introduction of the 20p marked a new era, designed to make everyday transactions smoother after the decimalization of British currency in 1971. It was part of Queen Elizabeth II's coinage series and bore her second definitive portrait, created by sculptor Arnold Machin. This 1982 release was the very first year of issue for the 20 pence coin, making it historically significant. The coin remained the same size and weight in subsequent years, but the first issue always carries special appeal among collectors. Although millions were minted, finding one in its original condition can be difficult today, as many have been heavily circulated or damaged over time. The 1982 20 pence coin was designed to stand out both visually and technically. It has a distinctive seven-sided shape known as an equilateral curve heptagon, meaning all sides are equal and the coin fits neatly into vending machines and coin slots. Made from cupronickel, a durable alloy of copper and nickel, the coin weighs 5 grams and has a diameter of 21.4 millimeters. On the obverse side, you'll find the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, facing right, wearing the Girls of Great Britain and Ireland tiara, a classic image that represents continuity and tradition. Around the portrait, the legend reads Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1982, meaning Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. The reverse side, designed by William Gardner, showcases the Crown Tudor rose, one of the most iconic symbols of England, surrounded by the inscription 20 pence. Its elegant and symmetrical design reflects the balance between the monarchy and modernity, capturing the essence of 1980s British coinage. Although the 1982 20 pence coin is not considered extremely rare in general circulation, its status as the first year of issue gives it historical and collectible value. Even coins in bad or damaged condition can attract attention, especially among beginner collectors or those completing a year-set collection of decimal coins. A coin's condition, often graded from poor to mint state, significantly impacts its value. A heavily circulated or scratched 1982 20p may not fetch a high price individually, but its numismatic importance as the inaugural year often makes it desirable nonetheless. Some collectors even specialize in acquiring well-traveled coins to tell the story of their use across decades of British history. While pristine examples are more sought after, damaged or corroded coins can still sell modestly in online auctions, particularly if they have clear dates and legible details. Coins with errors, misstrikes, or planchette flaws, even in poor condition, can be of special interest and may command higher prices among error coin collectors. When it comes to monetary value, the 1982 20 pence coin in bad or heavily circulated condition typically trades for around $534,000, depending on the overall wear, clarity of details, and demand at the time of sale. However, coins that are slightly better preserved, or with partial mint luster remaining, can reach $431,000 in the collector market. Exceptional examples, such as uncirculated or proof coins from Royal Mint sets, can be worth significantly more, sometimes up to $123,000 if graded by a professional service. On auction sites like eBay, you might occasionally see high asking prices for common 1982 coins, but actual selling prices remain modest unless the coin features a known error or comes from a special set. So, while a damaged 1982 20 pence coin might not make you rich, it still holds historical charm and represents the starting point of an important modern British denomination. If you're building a collection of British decimal coins, the 1982 20 pence is an essential addition. Always try to find the cleanest and most legible examples possible. Even if your coin is in poor condition, store it properly, ideally in a protective holder to prevent further corrosion or tarnish. For those looking to buy or sell, research completed sales rather than just asking prices to understand real market trends. Avoid cleaning your coin, as this can dramatically reduce its value. If you suspect your coin might be a mint error or a rare variant, consider getting it authenticated or graded by a professional numismatic service. Collectors also enjoy pairing the 1982 coin with the later famous 1983 no-date 20p error coin, as the two together represent both the beginning and one of the biggest minting mistakes in modern British history. The 1982 United Kingdom 20 pence coin may not seem particularly special at first glance, especially in bad condition, but its legacy as the first issue of a now iconic denomination gives it undeniable historical and collectible significance. Even a worn coin can tell a story that spans decades of British commerce and design evolution, so next time you come across a 1982 20 pence piece, don't toss it aside. Whether it's a shiny collectible or a tarnished old coin, it's a little piece of British monetary history worth holding on to. Next up, the 1994 United Kingdom 20 pence coin, a small but mighty piece of British numismatic history. Even if your coin looks worn, dirty, or has seen better days, don't dismiss it too quickly. Some of these humble-looking coins hold surprising value, especially to collectors who appreciate their rarity, design, and place in UK coinage history. Let's uncover the full story behind the 1994 20 pence coin, its origins, unique features, rarity in poor condition, and what it might fetch in the auction market today, even if it's not in mint shape. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in the United Kingdom in 1982 as part of a modernisation effort in British coinage. Its purpose was to bridge the gap between the 10 pence and 50 pence coins, providing a convenient denomination for everyday transactions. The 1994 issue came more than a decade after the coin's debut, during a period when the British Royal Mint had already mastered the production process for the heptagonal design. The obverse of the 1994 coin features the effigy of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Macluf, one of the most recognizable portraits of the late monarch used from 1985 to 1997. This particular portrait depicts the Queen wearing the George IV state diadem, a crown typically worn for official occasions, lending the coin a regal and classic appearance. On the reverse, we find the crowned Tudor rose, designed by William Gardner, symbolizing England's royal heritage and unity. This combination of artistry and symbolism made the 20p coin not just a piece of currency but a miniature work of history. By 1994, millions of these coins were minted for circulation. However, due to years of use, environmental exposure, and general wear, many surviving examples today are found in dirty, tarnished, or heavily circulated condition, giving collectors an added challenge when seeking well-preserved examples. The 1994 20 pence coin is a 7-sided coin made of cupronickel, weighing 5 grams with a diameter of 21.4 millimeters. Its distinctive shape allows it to be easily recognizable by touch, an intentional design choice to help visually impaired individuals identify denominations. A defining feature is the raised crown Tudor rose on the reverse, accompanied by the words 20 pence above and the date 1994 below. The obverse Raphael Macluf portrait of Queen Elizabeth II includes the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg. FD 1994, standing for Dei Gratia Regina Fide Defensa, or by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. While it may look like any other 20p coin at first glance, experienced collectors often pay attention to small variations such as die cracks, minting errors, or misaligned lettering, all of which can make even a dirty 1994 coin far more desirable on the collector's market. Some coins also develop a natural patina over time, giving them a darker or brownish appearance, which, although dirty, adds to their historical charm when not excessively damaged. Now, let's talk about rarity. The 1994 20 pence coin is not among the rarest 20p issues overall. That title belongs to certain error coins like the famous 2008 no-date 20p. However, collectors still value 1994 coins for completing year sets, and certain die or strike anomalies from that year can attract notable attention. Even in dirty or damaged condition, the coin can retain collector interest if it features unusual markings or if the dirt has formed a natural toning effect that enhances its antique look. Some numismatists prefer as found coins those that haven't been cleaned or polished, because cleaning can reduce the coin's authenticity and historic appeal. In damaged or heavily circulated condition, demand tends to come from entry-level collectors or history enthusiasts, not necessarily investors. Yet, if your coin has a minting flaw, even a tarnished piece could command an impressive premium compared to its face value. In today's auction and online marketplaces, such as eBay or numismatic trading platforms, a standard 1994 UK 20 pence coin in dirty or heavily circulated condition typically sells for around $531,000, depending on its level of wear and visual appeal. Coins in slightly better but still circulated condition might go for $424,000 if sold individually. However, if a coin has a visible minting error, for example, an off-center strike, misprint, or doubled lettering, its value can increase dramatically. Some error coins from this period have fetched $114,000 at small auctions or collector sales, even with dirt or wear present. Uncirculated examples, by contrast, can command between $223,000 or more, especially when sold as part of complete date collections. So, while your dirty 1994 20 pence might not make you rich overnight, it's definitely a coin worth holding on to, both for its historical connection to late 20th century Britain and its small but steady market value among enthusiasts. If you own a dirty 1994 20 pence coin, resist the urge to polish it. Cleaning can easily damage the coin's surface and significantly reduce its collector value. Instead, store it in a dry, cool environment, preferably in a coin holder or sleeve, to prevent further oxidation. When collecting 20p coins, try to gather examples from different years and mints to appreciate how the designs and minting quality evolved over time. Keep an eye out for die errors or misstrikes, and use a magnifying glass or macro lens to examine fine details. If you plan to sell your coin, take clear, well-lit photos that show both sides. Mention any distinguishing features, and list it in online coin groups or auction sites where collectors actively trade British coins. Even in poor condition, clear presentation and accurate descriptions can attract more buyers and better offers. The 1994 United Kingdom 20 pence coin may seem ordinary or worthless when found dirty and worn, but it carries an undeniable piece of British numismatic history. From its elegant Tudor rose design to the portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, every detail tells a story of craftsmanship and continuity in modern coinage. While its market value isn't sky high, its charm, heritage, and the occasional valuable error make it a rewarding find for collectors. So, next time you come across an old, grimy 20 pence coin in your change or collection box, take a closer look. It might just have a story, and maybe even a bit of hidden value, waiting to be discovered. Next up, the United Kingdom 20 pence coin from 1998, found in very fine condition. While this coin may seem like an everyday piece of pocket change, its background, design, and collector appeal tell a story far greater than its face value. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly what makes this coin stand out, how much it's worth on today's collector market, and whether it deserves a special spot in your collection. The 20 pence coin was first introduced in 1982 as part of a modernization of the UK currency system designed to fill the gap between the 10p and 50p coins. The coin was minted in cupra nickel, consisting of 84% copper and 16% nickel, giving it a silver-like appearance. By 1998, the 20p had become an established and familiar coin in circulation, featuring the famous seven-sided heptagonal shape, officially known as an equilateral curve heptagon. This unique design ensured that machines could recognize the coin by both size and shape. The obverse of the 1998 20p bears the third portrait of Queen Elizabeth II, designed by Raphael Macluf, which was used from 1985 to 1997, before being replaced later that year by Ian Rank Broadley's portrait. Depending on the exact strike period in 1998, some coins show subtle variations in the portrait details, an interesting point for advanced collectors. This period marked the transition toward a new artistic representation of the Queen, making late 1990s issues like the 1998 20p particularly interesting to numismatists who study portrait design changes in UK coinage. The reverse side of the 1998 20p was designed by William Gardner, depicting the crown Tudor rose, a symbol that represents the unity between the houses of York and Lancaster. Above the rose sits the crown, and around the edge, the inscription reads 20 pence, with the date 1998 positioned below. The shape is perhaps its most recognizable feature. Unlike round coins, the seven-sided 20p is instantly distinctive and has become one of Britain's most iconic coin designs. The coin's diameter measures 21.4 millimeters, with a weight of 5 grams, and a thickness of 1.7 millimeters. Collectors in very fine condition can expect the coin to show only moderate wear on high points, with most design details still clearly visible, especially the crown and the rose. Even light toning or patina can enhance its aesthetic and value appeal. When we talk about rarity, the 1998 20p coin is not among the rarest modern British coins, but its value lies in condition, mintage numbers, and historical context. Over 76 million were minted that year, but finding examples that have survived more than 2 decades in very fine or better condition is becoming less common. Most have been heavily circulated or damaged. Collectors often seek out specific years like 1982, 1983, and 1998 to complete decade collections or portrait transitions. The 1998 issue is particularly notable as it marks one of the last appearances of Macluf's portrait before the new millennium redesigns. Coins in very fine condition are desirable to both casual and serious collectors because they preserve original design details without the high cost of mint state examples. While not considered ultra-rare, the 1998 20p in such condition is an appealing mid-tier collectible. Now, let's talk about the most exciting part, the value. As of recent auction data and collector sales, a 1998 United Kingdom 20 pence coin in very fine condition typically sells for $431,000. However, certain factors can influence this value. Coins with lustrous surfaces and minimal wear can reach up to $324,000. Proof or uncirculated versions issued in collector sets can command higher prices, sometimes reaching $213,000, depending on demand. Coins sold at specialty auctions or graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC may fetch even higher bids, especially if part of a complete decade collection, though the value might not seem astronomical. Remember that coin collecting is not only about instant profit, it's about the long-term appreciation of history, craftsmanship, and rarity. Over time, the 1998 20p could see gradual value growth, particularly as older coins leave circulation. If you're planning to add a 1998 20p coin to your collection, here are some helpful tips. Condition is key. Always inspect for surface marks, scratches, or corrosion. A coin in very fine or extremely fine condition will retain more value over time. Avoid cleaning your coin. Cleaning can destroy the original finish and significantly reduce collector appeal. Use proper storage. Keep your coins in acid-free holders or coin flips to protect them from moisture and tarnish. Look for errors occasionally. Coins may show minting errors such as misstrikes or die rotations, which can dramatically increase their value. Stay updated. Follow numismatic auction sites, collector forums, and price guides to keep track of changing market values. Even a small detail, such as a die variation or mint mark difference, can make a big difference in valuation. In conclusion, the United Kingdom 20 pence 1998 coin may not be the rarest British coin ever struck, but it holds great historical and collectible importance. Its elegant design, transitional portrait features, and increasing scarcity in higher grades make it a wonderful find for any coin enthusiast. So next time you come across a 1998 20p coin in your change or coin collection, take a closer look. It might be a small piece of British history hiding in plain sight. If you enjoyed learning about this fascinating coin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more detailed videos on rare and valuable coins from around the world. Thanks for watching, and happy collecting!